Hello. Just adjusting the camera and stuff here. How's everyone doing today? Alrighty. So, hi everyone. It's me, Oliver, here, and today I kind of talked last time about how I have basically fallen out of love with my art style a little bit, and I'm trying to do some more experimental stuff to get back in the groove of things and whatnot. So, this is a fan art, I guess, portrait of Gecko from Valorant that I drew. Um, Now, I never really pictured myself being like an FPS guy, to be honest, but my friend really begged me to play it with them, and I like begrudgingly was like, "All right, fine, I'll try it." And then I ended up getting like really into it. I'm very bad at the game, but I really like Gecko. He's the person or the character I guess I'm playing the most right now. So I wanted to try and draw him at the very least. And just like last time, I am gonna try to use markers and colored pencils, but I have kind of a different direction this time that I'm gonna go. So I watched the Chainsaw Man movie yesterday, and oh my gosh, it was so good. I have this like little flyer I have because I want to try and emulate some of the coloring style um, that's used in just like the Chainsaw Man manga covers, really. I mean, the movie also emulated that pretty well. But hello. Hi, thanks for joining me, y'all. So, yeah, I'm emulating that kind of style as I color this one. And I think I'm going to start, rather than last time, if you were here for the last stream, I was really trying to do like undertones of the skin. We're not doing that this time. I think that was not a success. So I'm actually just going to test this on this paper right here. Make sure it's the kind of shade I want. Not bad. I wish it was a little more vibrant. Let me see if I have a different marker that'll work. Maybe this color. Hello. Let me see. Hi, nice to see y'all. Oh my gosh, so many people are joining today. Yes, this is more of the color I was looking for. So I'm basically just gonna do like a huge kind of color over it. Like if you've seen the cover of Chainsaw Man here, it looks something like this. And like when you actually look at it, you can't see in this photo, but the background actually fades in. Really cool. I like it. So that's what we're gonna try here. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the compliments and the likes. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, I was mentioning it earlier, but I really did not picture myself as like someone who would be into FPSs. I'm very bad at games in general. Like I'm so not coordinated. Very bad at Valorant. I'm gonna be so honest with you. But I'm just there to have a good time, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I really like the character designs, and I like the art for it a lot. And the game in general is like really fun to play. So first of all, everyone, I'm just kind of like saturating my page with this green to kind of get that feeling like in this, kind of like this one, which looks very different. But yeah, Valorant is a game that has lore. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I only know like two blips of the lore. My friend who got me into this game I think you're coloring outside the lines. Yeah, I think so. I think that might be the case too. Don't worry. This is like I have a vision, y'all. Don't worry. Also, I'm a guy, but thank you very much. I am doing it on purpose. But yeah, um, yeah, I'm coloring outside the lines. I got a vision. This is gonna be kind of like an undertone and kind of like a painterly style with marker, and then I'm basically doing everything else from this point on in colored pencil, I think. This is Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that. But yes, I am just so everyone absolutely knows, I'm very bad at Valorant. The lore, I don't know much of it. I've only watched a little bit of like the videos around it. My friend literally when they got me into the game was like, the lore is really bad, don't even bother. But I'm not one of those people. If I get into something, I need to know the story, I need to know the lore. So I've been trying to understand it a little more. Hello. Thank you all for joining. I'm just here drawing some Valorant fan art. And I'm trying to emulate the style of Chainsaw Man. Anyone in here watch Chainsaw Man at all? Or like watch the new movie? So, oh, hi. Thank you all for joining. Oh my gosh, from California? That's cool. So, let's see. I need to decide because when I look at the kind of art style, they have like different type of lines depending on the color of what we're drawing here. So, I'm going to try let's do this like mustard where I want the light to come in. Thank you. I'm glad you like my voice. That's very sweet of you to say. You know, a little from cultural osmosis. Chainsaw Man is so good. It's like it's one of my favorites. I read the manga years ago and watched like the anime, I guess when that was coming out. Um, I did that and it just like it's amazing. And I'm particularly a fan of the manga. I actually think I liked the new movie way more than hello. Thank you for joining. Lots of new people here. Is anyone in the chat artists? Let's see. Nice. Love to have artist solidarity. But yeah, the new movie was so good. I don't know. I've been thinking about it since I watched it yesterday, nonstop practically. Yeah, hablo español también. No perfecto, pero más o menos. Oh, thanks so much, y'all. I appreciate the compliments. Will my drawing by any chance have purple? Yes, it will have purple in it actually. This character's colors are kind of like green and purple. Um just like in general, which is yes, purple sweep. Gracias. Quiero practicar mi español más. Thank you all so much. I'm really trying to experiment with my coloring a little more. Um, Mostly because I don't know, I kind of fell out of love with my art style and I wasn't really trying like a lot of new things. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Y'all are very sweet. But I wasn't really trying like a lot of new things with my art for a really long time. So this is kind of like part of my current uh adventure, fixation, whatever you want to call it, with trying to do some new techniques. And I particularly haven't really done like traditional art in a long time. Haven't done traditional art in a long time. I was doing digital everything, and I was kind of relying a lot on like digital art, like kind of effects that you use in like Clip Studio Paint or Photoshop or whatnot, to get the kind of color I was looking for. So basically, just having fun with this. And sometimes it's a work in progress. I'm gonna try. If you guys were here for my last stream, the beginning of that one was a little bit of a disaster, and I felt like I kind of had to save the I had to kind of save the drawing a little bit. Um, I did take some risks here with using like the green, but we're trying this. Oh, we got okay. So, are you going to make more shorts about your childhood? I do plan on doing that. To be totally honest, the reason why I stopped is because my mom found the videos. That has been a very interesting part of my life. Um, so I plan on talking about that and like what the last few months have really looked like since that happened. Um, Hi. And what opinion on what to draw? What do you like to draw? Little artist, is that your name? Cool. We got so many people from so far in the chat. We had someone from California, we got people from Chile. Hello, we've got quite a few new people. Feel free to say hi in the chat if you want to talk to us. If you're an artist, if you like Valorant, I'm also drawing a lot of inspiration. My pronunciation, y'all. Inspiration from Chainsaw Man and their kind of like painterly style that they use for the covers. I literally have like this little flyer right here to try and emulate something that looks like this, which you can't see. If in the actual cover of this, the background is kind of greenish, it like fades into everything else. So I'm gonna try and emulate that the best I can. Oh, I've never heard of Dandy's World actually, but if you like that game and that's what you mostly draw, you should make your profile picture your favorite character, or your favorite character to draw at least. That's what I do. And nice. From Louisiana, California, from Chile. So cool. I'm glad people still remember me in my videos. I had to take a long break because I was figuring stuff out. Um, Figuring stuff out for quite a while there and what I wanted to do with it, but I think I found my answer really. Just took a while. So I plan on coming back with that. But for now, I just wanted to like actually do some art and have fun with it on my channel as well. Give my channel some what do you call it? Like breadth? Breadth. I can't actually pronounce that word. I can see it written in my mind though. Thank you for reading Lucid Memory so much. Oh my gosh, it makes me feel so great to know that you've been enjoying it that much. This has been um awesome. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Um yeah, Lucid Memories is my baby and has been with me through everything. So, I really appreciate the support on that. It means the world to me. Okay. So, let's see. How's everyone doing today? Anyone do anything interesting this weekend? I am drawing Gecko. I'm drawing Gecko from Valorant. If you're just joining, um, I was talking about how, for reference, I need to give this as a disclaimer. I am so bad at Valorant, but I'm really enjoying it. Um, and Gecko is basically my favorite character, um, and the one I'm maining right now. I also played Cypher quite a bit. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. Um, oh, nice. Have fun at D&D, pseudonym. I haven't played D&D in forever. But yeah, I really like Gecko. I really like Valorant. I never pictured myself playing like FPS as much, but um I yeah, my friend asked me to play it with them and I just like finally gave in after probably weeks of them asking me to play this game. And then I ended up really liking it to my surprise. Nice. Sounds like a bit of a somber day. I hope you're doing all right, little artist. I'm sorry for your loss there. Ooh, you like to play Sage and Sky. That's so valid. I think both of those characters are pretty hard to play. I mean, so Dungeons and Dragons is basically like a storytelling kind of game. You make a character, and basically your friends will make characters too, and then you all go on like adventures and stuff. You usually have one friend who writes like a story for you all to go on this like little adventure. It's really fun game. The last class I played in D&D was I was like a tiefling bard, and he was like really cute, and his like instrument was a kazoo. So I got like a kazoo, and whenever it'd be his time to do stuff, I would play really bad kazoo songs. It was very fun. Um, let's see. Yeah, and one thing I have to say with Valorant, I have no idea how to play any kind of smokes. That was one of the things I was really trying to understand with Cypher. Because he has like kind of like a baby smoke, if you have any knowledge of what the game is. Smokes are basically like um a way to hide or like give yourself some kind of like visual protection so that the enemy can't see what you're doing exactly. Um and I did not understand it. I did a couple really bad smokes. Um Oh, nice. Thanks for joining me in drawing. Oh, and you're currently a bard. What kind of bard is your character pseudonym? I think for the highlight, I'm gonna go with like, so this is like a yellow color. In the reference I'm using, it's yellow, but I kind of want to like really work with this green here, so I might try and do a super light green. Hmm. Actually, I think this might be too dark. I think we'll have to go with yellow. Hmm. That's too dark too, so it's gonna have to be like even more of a golden yellow color. Lute and bagpipes. That's really fun. Hmm. I think I'm gonna have to mix a couple different colors for this highlight here. My boy's looking a little whitewashed right now, so I'm gonna have to fix that at some point soon. Nice. It's always good to keep learning, you know? Always good to keep learning. He kind of looks like that guy from One Piece. I know exactly who you're talking about. I see it. Honestly, I see it. I have only okay, this is also like this is my embarrassing moment. I've I really want to like actually get into One Piece more, but I've only watched the live action. I watched the live. I really liked it, and I was like, I'm gonna go watch more One Piece. Um, and then has not happened quite yet. But soon I'll get to it at some point. Oh, you're making a dragon puppet? That's really cool. Are you gonna like do some kind of like show or story with it? Ooh, that's pretty fun. Dragons are pretty cool. When I was in art school, my friends and I had this story idea about like dragons and stuff, and we were working on it for a little bit, and then it didn't go anywhere. But maybe one day we'll return to that. It was a long time ago, though. Yes, you're welcome to ask an art question. Also, I think it's time for that purple sweep. Is this purple? I need to check it before I do. Yep, that's purple. I need to get it a little darker than it currently is. So we'll use purple for that. Yeah, and anyone who's watching, if you have any art questions, you're welcome to ask them at any time. I'm happy to answer them. Let's see. But yeah, I am so bad at Valorant. Um, so much I had to I turned off voice chat because people were just being really mean to me in the voice chat. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm just here to have a good time, genuinely. I'm not trying to be the best Valorant player. I'm just here to learn how to play this game and have a good time. Thank you for the hugs. I appreciate that. I think this skin tone I've been using is a little too light, but I also don't have many. I swear, these colored pencil packs don't have much variation for tone. It's pretty unfortunate. I look on the internet and draw off of that, and is that really an art style? Yeah. No, when I first started drawing, um, I used to watch like cartoons and then I'd pause the TV on certain frames and I would like draw the screenshot of the character or whatever. And that's like was like genuinely my art journey for the first like few years of me trying to learn how to draw. I always also think that there's like a really big stigma against using references, but the only way you're ever going to learn is by using references. As long as you're not like copying someone's art and trying to take credit for the idea, like if you were going to post, like if you were using somebody else's art to learn and you're going to post that online, definitely like credit the original artist and be like, I used this person's drawing as a reference. But otherwise, like in my opinion, that's how you learn. That's how you learn. If I'd never, uh, if I had never tried to redraw screenshots of like cartoons and stuff, I don't think I would be able to do what I'm doing right now. In fact, I still use well, not other people's. Well, actually, for this coloring style, for example, I'm even like looking at the manga cover here. I'm not literally like beat for beat copying this photo, but I'm using this reference right here to be like, I like the way that this guy did his colors. I'm going to try and emulate something similar. I'm keeping it to the side as a reference, just for like how I want to color it in general. And whenever I draw like poses and stuff, if it's like a pose that's difficult or that like I've not drawn before, I'll like look up stock photos and use that as a reference when I sketch. And it's not like a one for one necessarily because, you know, I'm trying to use it for a different purpose, but it gives me a really good idea. Using references is really underrated, and there shouldn't be as much stigma about it, especially amongst young artists, you know? Oh no, don't worry. If you weren't here to listen to all that, I'll just say that I was letting you know that drawing using references is totally cool and you should keep doing that because that's how you learn. If you're ever going to post that stuff online, it's always a good idea to credit the if you're drawing off of someone's art and you're going to post that online, it's always good to find out who the original artist is and credit them. You know, be like, I used this person's work who I'm really inspired by to study, and I tried to emulate their style or tried to, redraw this image, just to make sure you're always giving credit, you know? But that's a great way to learn. Let's see. We're adding some of this like lime green color just to get some of those highlights in. Particularly like on the side of the nose. Maybe I'll add this even a little bit in here. I'm gonna have to get a little more in here. Let's see. I'm just gonna keep rambling about Valorant, y'all. Unless if anyone has any questions or anything they want to ask me about comics, about drawing, about anything like that, you're always welcome to pipe in at any time. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be yapping here, um, talking about my misadventures of being bad at video games. Um, what does Mason like video games? I think. Let me think about this. I imagine Mason and Mateo played video games together at one point. If I had to answer that, and they probably played like standard, like, I don't know, probably like even like FIFA and Call of Duty and stuff. I don't think Mason would probably play that type of stuff in his spare time without Mateo, but I definitely think that Mateo would rope him into doing some gamer shenanigans, you know? Mason's kind of a normie. I gotta be real though. Mason's kind of a normie. I picture him. He doesn't play Cooking Mama. Maybe when he was a kid he did. Yeah, Mason's unfortunately a normie. I think Adam is his only salvation from normiehood. Yeah, Adam keeps Mason um cool. As long as he doesn't dislike video games, glares at Demeter. Yeah, I don't think Mason necessarily dislikes them like Demeter does, but I also don't think it'd be something he naturally leans towards. Like Mason, I picture as someone who's more like athletic and likes cooking and likes music, things like that. Adam's the one with the cool tastes. He's more of a gamer. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. And it always makes me really happy to hear people have like genuine interest in my characters. Um for real. For real. The idea that that would happen, it brings me a lot of joy. Okay. We're getting somewhere with this, y'all. I'm starting to see my vision come to life here. I'm starting to see the vision happen. But yeah, my again, I'm gonna just keep yapping about my about Val about Valorant since that's what this is about. Or also, if anyone here has watched no spoilers, but if anyone here has watched the Chainsaw Man movie yesterday, I'm so hype about that. Yeah, thank you for joining, Pseudonym. I really appreciate you joining and asking me questions. Have a good D&D session. If anyone else is here and would like to chat, you're welcome to drop in at any point. Just a little introduction on what's going on here. I haven't been super happy with my art style lately, and I wanted to basically like do a lot more experimentation with my art. Um, I haven't used traditional mediums in probably a couple years. Like all my colored pencils that I have here and whatnot are old. Like I've had these for years and I haven't touched them. Um, so I wanted to like get back into it because I've been writing a lot on like Clip Studio Paint effects and Photoshop effects, with my digital art to get the desired colors. And I kind of wanted to just like go back to my roots, do a little more um exploration and yeah, I did another stream the other day where I was also using like markers and colored pencils, which was, started out a little rough and then I had to really salvage it. This time I'm trying to learn from my past experiences and try something a little new. I'm drawing Gecko from Valorant and I'm kind of using this little thing from Chainsaw Man, this image of Denji as inspiration since I just watched the Chainsaw Man movie yesterday and I really, really liked it. So it's kind of on my brain right now. And just kind of trying to figure out what I want to do for Gecko's skin here. He's got this kind of like green and purple color palette. Um, which I think that's pretty interesting because he looks like I don't know. One of the reasons why I really like Gecko is because he's kind of so wholesome. Like he's just a cute little guy. I'm not gonna lie. With his like little like hi, thank you for joining again. I appreciate it. Gecko's kind of just like this like I don't know fun little guy who has like these little what what do you call them? I know they have a name. It's like oh my gosh. I can't even remember the name of them. He's got these like little creatures and stuff that are really like fun. I love the designs for them. Um, but usually, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate the compliments. Yeah, he's got these little quirks. Um, yeah, they're not quirks. They're called like radianites or something like that. I don't quote me on that. I'm still learning the Valorant lore, y'all. If any of y'all are like real Valorant people in this chat, I'm so sorry to um yeah, he has these little creatures that like are his like powers or whatever. Um and like, I don't know, he's just, like, really fun, but usually green and purple is kind of known as, like, when in character design at the very least, it's usually, like, known as more villainy colors or, like, for characters that are a little more, like, dark or serious. Like, even if you think of, like, the first example that comes to mind is, like, the Joker from Batman. That's, like, a very green and purple character, and a lot of other characters in media tend to have that same vibe if they use purple and green, but Gecko uses purple and green, and he's just like he's just chill. He's such like a I don't know goofball kind of looking character. Very fun. I don't know his like concept art looks so serious, and then you actually see him in the promo videos, or not even just in the promo videos. You see him in the game itself, like his 3D model, and he just looks like a goofball to me, to be honest. But I'm a fan of that for him. Green is also a color that I don't necessarily use a lot. So this is pretty fun to explore something a little different. I really wanted to like hone in on those like green undertones with the marker in the background. We're still working on it. I'm going to start bringing in that purple. I'm going to use that for like the shadows in this a little bit just to get like a little more depth because right now he's falling just a little flat in some areas. I just think I could do a little better of a job with that. So yeah, we're using just a little bit of like a purple here. Also going to use like purple there. Kind of really make some of this stuff pop. And again, if anyone has any questions at any point in time, y'all are more than welcome to come in, ask me them, or even just talk about like yourself. Do you play Valorant? What's your art like? Um, do you draw? If so, what do you like to draw? Y'all can let me know in the chat here. But yeah, I'm a Gecko stan. Oh yeah, that purple is really working out nice. That's like it. That's exactly what I was looking for, hoping for when I started coming in with the darker shade. Now I'm gonna have to like probably darken his neck a little more too. But yeah. Maybe I should use this for his lips. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think that's working out. at the very least for that kind of outline, I think that did a really good job of making it pop a little more. And I'm probably going to use it for this kind of like indent under the chin too, just to make it feel like his chin's kind of coming out a little more, like making it feel a little more 3D. Let me blend that out a little more, like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the compliment. I really like using kind of like those like hard side plane lines to really bring definition and form to these drawings. Also, we got a lot of new people joining. Hi, welcome to the chat. I'm just kind of exploring. Basically, what I want to do with this drawing is I'm trying to explore a little bit of doing something different with my art style, doing something experimental. And basically just like, I don't know, I want to improve my art, and I kind of lost my vision there for a while of exactly what I wanted to do and what I wanted my art to look like. So I want to kind of make like a highlight on top of his lips. Right now his lips are they're like just a little bit too, he looks like he's wearing a little bit of lipstick, so I'm gonna have to change that a bit. Art in general is a work in progress, and sometimes we don't always get the idea right on the first try. I don't know if I should probably just actually darken everything else, because I think he's looking a little light and I could probably stand to get a little more like variation in general. Hi, thanks for joining again. I really appreciate it. In general, I really like drawing these kind of like portraits. I find portraits like really fun to draw. Um, I think they're like a fun challenge, you know? It's really cool to try and get like people's individuality really expressed um, through art, and it's quite a challenge too. And I really like Gecko. He's my favorite character, at least right now, from Valorant. At one point, I was a Cypher main. However, I am not good at. I'm not super good at. I got a lot better at Cypher. I'll give myself credit where credit's due. But I think I'm actually surprisingly a little better at Gecko. So, and also I like his design a little more. I don't know. I like his little creatures. I like the coloring style in Valorant too. It's really nice. It's got like this nice saturated, colorful feel to it. If we've got any new people watching because I do see that number like going up and whatnot. So I see people coming in and out. Hi, I'm Oliver, and uh, I'm doing basically some Valorant fan art here. I've been kind of falling out of love with my art style, and so I really wanted to try something new and different. Um, try and grow my art style a bit here. You decided to take a break from drawing and take a quick water break. That's so valid. We all need water breaks. Hydration's important. And in general, I think even when you're drawing, it can be really good to like take a step away from your work and come back to it because it helps you like actually be able to see what you need to do with it, you know? Ironically, sometimes a step away is better for your work than just powering through. Hello, any new people who are joining? Disclaimer. I really like Valorant. I think it's really fun. I am not I'm so not good at it. I need to like change my username on the game to just being like I've never played an FPS before or like I'm bad at Valorant. That way people don't uh people know what they're getting into and don't expect anything crazy from me. I'm gonna add like a purple back hue here. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I'm gonna try anyway. Like, yeah. Actually, I think that's probably better as like a shadow blender. Oh yeah. Here we go. Purple sweep. Yeah, in my last stream, purple was kind of my enemy color. Like I kind of used it and it felt a bit like a mistake. I was kind of like, "Oh no, this is not working like I wanted it to." But knock on some wood here. Let's see. Hopefully this is purple's my friend in this drawing. So let's see. I'm once again going to come in and just kind of darken some of this half of the face. Since I'm making the light source come from the left, I should probably try and do some kind of like gradient. Move into the right. All fooey, no luck. There we go. Let's see. I'm going to darken that a little bit too. Kind of right along the highlight just to give it more of like a, I guess, contrast. There we go. You said you would, if you knock on wood, you'd get luck. It's like a saying, basically of like, you know, sometimes if you're like, oh, things are gonna go this way, but because you say it, it like, I guess it's like not gonna happen. So knock on wood, it's not necessarily good luck. It's more like to dispel bad luck. Let's see. I'm gonna, again, purple sweep. Not looking bad. Not looking bad here. And now I'm gonna kind of do his like tattoos, which are also really cool. I like this character's design a lot. He's got these like patchwork tattoos that are all just like super intricate and fun. I think these are supposed to be of like one of the creatures that he has is his like character. If anyone in the chat is actually like more well versed in Valorant lore, I give you full permission to info dump at me about this because I'm pretty new to the game and I don't actually know a lot of the lore. But he's got these like little creatures that are really fun. You can like turn into one of them at one point, and the silhouette of these tattoos kind of looks like that. Let's see. Eat Skittles, nice. I'm more of an M&M's person, but I think that's just because I like when it comes to like anything, Skittles aren't necessarily sour, but candies that are just sugar or just like sour candies and stuff tend to be not my favorite, but they're still good though. Let's see. Okay, I'm also gonna go purple sweep on this side. That does add like a nice little like dimension to everything. Okay, yeah, it's coming together. I really like drawing noses, but I feel like I really have to render this one a little more. It could look a little more defined. I think one of my things is that I'm missing some of the. There we go. Here's some dimension on this. Also, hello, new people, because I keep seeing people kind of hop in and out. My name's Oliver, or Ollie, whichever you prefer to call me. I have been drawing for, gosh, 14 years now. That's really when I started doing my art 14 years ago, and recently felt kind of like I was losing touch with my uh, my creative side and experimentation and just kind of having fun with my art rather than just doing what I'd always been doing. So I've been returning to my roots with some traditional media here. trying to do some new stuff. I haven't used a lot of these colored pencils and whatnot in years. I kind of retired them when I started doing mostly just digital art a long time ago. But I brought them out to kind of like give them some new life and try out some fun stuff. Okay, I think some of this is starting to come together. I don't know if y'all can hear my dog snoring in the background, but if you do, he's just having a good snore. We went on a long walk today. Anyone in here have a dog or a cat or a bird? Any kind of pets? You can't hear. Yeah, my dog's a cutie. I think I have to come in with that purple. It's time for another purple sweep to really get some of that. Also, the eyebrows definitely need to be darker. These eyebrows, I need to just be more bold with this. And I probably need to use a different color. I wonder if I use this dark green, if it'll turn. That's not too bad. Oh, I like that. Whoa. Okay, that green actually came out really good. I wonder if it'll look good if I mix it with the skin too. Oh yeah. It's kind of neutralizing some of those purples in there. I kind of like that. I'm also going to I think I'm going to use this green for the outline of the eye. I was using purple earlier, but green actually feels better suited. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. Okay. Also, he has brown eyes. I'm kind of deciding what I'll use green. I was gonna be like, I don't know what color undertone to kind of use for it, but green is kind of the theme of this drawing, so let's go with it. This is more of like a cool green, um, rather than like the warm green in the background, but I think it'll work for the purpose I'm looking for. This brown is also a little too light. Oh, that looks nice so far. Okay. Nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. I think I grabbed the wrong one. Here we go. Kind of adding some of like a highlight here with this lime. And now I'm going to go in with this dark brown to get some of that, like how I actually want the eye to look. The actual tone I'm probably aiming for here. Because he's got like really dark brown eyes. May have been a little too confident with that light brown. If anyone in the chat plays Valorant, you should tell me which characters you main. There you go. Now we're going in some of this dark purple, which is really making these eyes pop. All right, I think it's coming out pretty nice. I'm feeling happy with where we're at. So, okay, now I have to do like the earring and the hair and maybe like a little bit of his shirt. Let's try. Let's try some different things. So there's the purple for that. Also, his shirt is purple. So I'm just gonna lightly go over it with this light purple color here. If anyone in here is also an artist, you should tell me what kind of art you like to make in the chat. I always love hearing about people's creative ambitions and just like what inspires your creativity. If anyone has any good recommendations too, always love getting some recs. Hello, lots of new people joining. My name's Oliver. I am drawing Gecko from Valorant. I'm not usually like I've never played an FPS before Valorant, but my friend absolutely, was really begging me to play it for weeks. Finally gave in, and I ended up really liking the game. I think Gecko has. Let me look at my reference here. Yeah, I think it's purple. These two, like ties on his shirt. There we go. Oh, we were out there for a minute. Sorry about that, y'all. Feeling pretty happy with how this one's turning so far. I feel like I really got Gecko's kind of aura here. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I definitely need to, something I should probably go in and work on is a bit of like blending in these tattoos a little more so that it actually looks like part of his skin rather than just like something poking out of it. So I'm going to try and do that a little bit. I think getting like a lighter color kind of pressing down will be more of the technique that'll get me the desired result I'm looking for. Oh yeah, I think that's working well. I'm also gonna go in and add like a little bit of this neck shadow to this tattoo. That'll also help it blend in a little more. I'm gonna have to use brown instead of purple for that part. There we go. Now he's got that purple streak underneath there, so I'm gonna have to commit to it a little more. There we go. Hello, new people in the chat. My name's Oliver. I've been an artist for, I guess, a long time now, and I'm trying to just experiment and do something a little different than usual with my color choices and whatnot here. If anyone who's popping in has any questions about art, about comics, about Valorant or whatnot, you're always welcome to come down into the chat and let me know about it or ask me any questions. I'm also very much not, I don't know a lot of Valorant lore because I'm pretty new to the community. So if anyone wants to share said Valorant lore with me, I would be honored. I would be, in fact, honored. It would help me a lot because I don't know anything still. Here we go. I'm also going to get this like dark green color that I was kind of using a little bit earlier. I think I'm going to try and make a gradient for the hair going from right to left, kind of giving the head a little more dimension because I've been ignoring his hair for quite a while now. Also, this ear could use a little more fleshing out. I'll deal with that later, though. Something kind of fun about this particular drawing, I think, is that we're doing some warmer shadows and some cooler highlights with that kind of, well, this is like a lime green. I guess it's still warm and cool because purple. They're both kind of like intermediate colors, actually. Right on the edge of being cool or warm colors. Just putting in some of these like harder shadows here. go. We're starting to get in there with that hair. I have to strategize a bit because I feel like it needs a little more dimension here. We're doing a purple sweep, so I'm going to try and do purple and see if that helps it at all. I think it helps a little bit. Yeah, I think his tattoos, it's some kind of fish. Like, he has this little creature that he uses in the game, that does kind of look like a koi fish. I mean, it's shaped. Hi, thank you for joining the stream. I really like his tattoos, though. I think they look super cool. He has, like, a bunch of other ones on his, like, arms and stuff. It's probably one of my favorite parts of his design. Thanks for joining the chat, Leah. Are you a fan of Valorant, or are you an artist? It's from Valorant, which is, like, an FPS game, and I am not normally an FPS player, but my friend really asked me to play this game with them, and I, after, probably like a month of them asking me over and over, finally was like, all right, let's try this game. And then I ended up really liking it. I'm not good at it. I'm very bad at it, actually. And as far as hippos go, I'd need a reference to draw a hippo. I don't think I'm quite ready to draw a hippo right now at this moment, but maybe I'll think about it and draw one later. Thanks for the suggestion, though, Leah. I don't know if I've ever drawn a hippo before, actually. I've drawn a lot of animals because sometimes I'll go to the zoo and just draw animals just for the fun of it all. Really like doing that. But to be entirely honest, I haven't done that in quite a while. And most of the time when I went, I drew a lot of polar bears, penguins, lions, but I don't know if I've yet to draw a hippo. Really? If I can ask, why hippos specifically? Like, what inspired you to start drawing hippos? Do you just like them? So valid. Hippos are a good favorite animal. My favorite animals, because I technically have two, is I really like cows and I really like ducks. So I draw a lot of cows and ducks, whenever I draw animals, at least. Yeah, I used to, when I was in art school and stuff too, we would have to go to the, what is it? The Ontario, like, I don't know. It was like a farm show where they would bring like all these farm animals, to like draw, and I'd draw like all the cows and the ducks and the lambs. Back then, I drew cows quite a bit, but I wasn't like very good at it. I've been trying to get better at drawing cows lately because I don't know. Sometimes you just got to draw your favorite animal, right? I draw my dog a lot too. Hi. Hi, Harper. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining. Are you an artist or are you a fan of Valorant or what brings you to the chat today? Feel free to share. Hello. Thanks for returning. I appreciate it. And oh no, you're cold. It's been pretty chilly where I'm at too. Sure, I can probably draw Bakugo some other time. It's been a while since I watched or read My Hero though. I'd need to catch up on some of the lore there. Deku's fun. I don't think I'll do that on this stream, but maybe for my next stream, I'll do like a request a character kind of thing, and I'll just draw some other characters. Since we've got a lot of requests here for hippos and Deku and Bakugo. Mina's a good character. My Hero Academia, I like it. I think it's not my favorite anime personally, but I still enjoyed watching it when I did. I'm not much of a superhero person, just like generally speaking. So that's probably why. I love Demon Slayer. I'm not caught up, but I really, really loved watching it. Arcane has been on my to watch list for forever. I need to watch it. I need to watch it, y'all. Yeah, maybe on my next stream. So not on this one because I'm working on this guy for today. Maybe on my next stream I'll do like a sketching one where y'all can send me and request your characters and I'll try and do like little sketches of them. That sounds like it's fun. Oh, thank you so much, Harper. I appreciate the compliment. But yeah, Demon Slayer, it's really fun. Um I think sometimes anime can be confusing and whatnot, but just gotta stick with it. Or sometimes you can Google like synopsis of each episode to get it, just in case there's something that goes over your head. Awesome. Thanks for drawing with me. I appreciate that. Okay, and then his shirt is like it's like a dark black, which I've been using purple. I'm not a fan of using straight up black in my drawings. I usually opt for purple or dark green or blue or something like that. Um just as a personal preference. So let me see what color. I'll probably use the dark green. The dark green has been doing me well this drawing. So let's go with that. And I'll probably use purple with it as well. Let's be real. It looks like Genu. I could see the style resemblance. How long have I drawn? So the drawing itself probably took me like 20 minutes, and then I've been coloring this drawing for an hour and a half ish. Yeah, I just kind of doodled this for fun. So valid. I think it's good to start with shading. You know, once you understand shading, color becomes a lot easier. That's how I learned too. I learned how to shade first, and then I started going in with color. Thank you so much. Yeah, it takes a long time to get to the point where you can kind of like drawing for me is easy and coloring and doing painting and stuff, rendering is a little harder, and a little more time consuming. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. Nice. But yeah, it takes a long time to get to the point where you can like uh draw pretty fast. When I was younger and I was like studying art, my teacher forced us to do like a bunch of 5-second drawings where we would have to get the entire like figure drawn in 5 seconds. And if we didn't get it drawn in 5 seconds, he would make us flip the page and start again. And it didn't have to be like a perfect drawing, but we just had to have like something representing like the entirety of the pose. And I think that exercise, really, really solidified in me uh, the ability to like do a lot of drawings faster. And then with practice, it just became really easy. Um, do I recommend art school? I think it depends. It depends on what you want to get out of it. I actually ended up dropping out of art school. I went to Sheridan for animation for 2 years, and I ended up dropping out. Um, I got work in art pretty easily. Not easily. I worked very hard for it, but like it came pretty fast. I got pretty lucky, if I had to be honest. And I've basically just been working ever since then. If you can get work, like really at the end of the day, art is the type of thing that you can. Oh, no worries, Harper. Wishing you well. Have a good day. Um, really, art school is good to, make other friends who challenge you. Um, and like it can be good to learn, but I think as far as learning goes, sometimes art school is not always like it's more of a place for you to like hone your skills than it is a place to like learn. So if you're wanting to like actually get like an art education, I think there's a lot of better ways to do it. There's different programs that maybe don't have the prestige of a degree, but will really teach you how to do art and how to make, build a good portfolio. Um, because at the end of the day, like I haven't gotten a single art job because of going to art school. Um, all my jobs have just been from me posting my art online and knowing people Um, and particularly because most of my thing is comics, I do a lot of like I participated in webtoon contests in 2020 and this past year. So yeah, it's a complicated answer. If you can like if if you have the kind of money for art school that it wouldn't be like putting yourself in massive debt, then I don't think there's any like real harm in going. But if it's like really expensive and um like I don't think anyone has to go to art school to get jobs in making art or to be able to make money off of it. Yeah, I do like listening to music while I draw. I also listen to audiobooks sometimes. Audiobooks or podcasts are also really fun. Hello, thanks for returning. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment, Dread. I'm gonna have to darken up. I use the dark green for this shirt, but really, in reality, it's a lot darker. So I'm gonna actually come in with purple over top of it just to get some good kind of variation of tone here. And see, even without like literally using a black colored pencil, just by layering on top green and purple, we actually get like a color that's really similar to black, but it actually has a lot more depth to it. Um, so that's personally how I prefer to like, for example, if I want to like draw a black shirt in, I'll do something like that to really make it pop. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? Oh, you got an audition tomorrow for singing? Congratulations. I hope it goes well. I'm glad you're doing well, Harper. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, I think this the shirt is starting to come together. Why are people so mean all the time? I don't know. I try not to pay it too much mind. Let's see. Okay. The shirt, I think, is starting to come together. Thanks. Thank you, little artist. Um, but yeah, it's, you know, really like there's nothing to like the reality is that the ability to draw like this has come after, you know, many years of hard work. Um and, you know, a couple years ago I did not draw like this. I got lucky to have good teachers and I put a lot of practice into it, and anyone can anyone can be a good artist. Oh, thank you so much, Dylan. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm a very firm believer that absolutely anyone can learn how to do art. Thanks for returning, Dylan. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks for the donation, Gail. I appreciate it. That's very sweet of you. Let's see. Yes, please hydrate, Harper. Let's see. I think the shirt is starting to come together, but it could use. I think I just have to darken the whole thing. I'm not committing enough to it. It's a dark colored shirt. But yeah, this little homage to Gecko, I think, is it's starting to come together. Nice. You know, I used to really not like sparkling water, but somehow it started to grow on me lately. What kind of flavored seltzer do you get, or is it just like soda water? And anyone else can contribute to that if you'd like. If anyone else likes sparkling water, tell me what flavors or whatever you like, because I need some Rex next time. That's the only option I have to drink. Ooh, coconut flavor. I like the one I really like is one that's like pineapple coconut flavored too, and it's like genuinely so good. Has no right being that good for sparkling water, to be honest, but yeah, coconut is really good. I like in general, like I love coconut water. Sparkling water is the best. I'm glad that sparkling water has some fans in the chat. Thank you so much for the compliment, artist 223. It's all disappearing, huh? I actually think one of the reasons why I'm not as much of a fan of that is because I made this too. Thank you so much. I appreciate the subscribe. Subscription? Hmm. Words. So, can I ask, Raiden Holy Monster of Cheese, what is your favorite type of cheese? I think personally for me, I like brie cheese a lot. It's so good. Oh no, I'm sorry your water spilled, Harper. That's the worst. I hope it didn't get on your drawing, or not drawing, your, like, desk or anything. American cheese? American cheese is good. I mean, okay, I'm a fan of it personally, despite all the controversy against American cheese. Goat cheese is also very good. I love having, like, dates. I'll have them, and then I'll put goat cheese in it and, like, crumble pistachios on top. It's so good. I went to a party once, um, I run at, like, a party at church or whatever, gathering, and someone made that, and it was just so delicious, and I've been making it ever since. Sharp cheddar, so valid, except that I don't like sharp cheddar, so I'm sorry. What should you draw? Um, I think you should draw a character you really like. Whoever is your favorite character that's on your mind, you should draw them. Okay, so his, like, hoodie is pretty saturated. Um, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna try and get it a little more purpley. Especially since I got this shirt, like, so dark. I feel like, I feel like I should really get uh, some of the sweater rendered, just a little bit. Oh, human practice is great. It'll help you, uh, it'll help you be able to draw characters better. That's a great idea. Let's see, I'm getting some of these, like, I don't know. What would this even be called? It's not like a fold. It's like a knit. Like, it's like, because this is like a cable knit sweater of sorts. Getting some of those in there. And then I'm actually going to take that dark purple and I'm gonna like actually make some of these perforations to kind of just give it a little more dimension. I do like muffins. My favorite is like a banana nut muffin. So good. Rib knit. Thank you. Thank you, our expert knitter in chat. I appreciate the expert coming in and helping us with the terminology here. There we go. I actually do think that added quite a bit of dimension to this, so I'm happy with that. Stitch. That's a good that sounds right too, Clark. Or Dawn Clark? Dawn. So let's see. I definitely need something to contrast to get like some of these rib knits or stitches, depending on what the proper terminology there is. Um, so let me think. I'll use green again because why not? What's the hardest thing about drawing humans? Um, that's a hard question because I think humans are incredibly, like, really, humans are incredibly difficult to draw, just like generally speaking. They're really complicated. Um, Something I've been trying to get better at lately and improve is my understanding of like arm muscles. In art school, we studied all the muscles, and I skipped the day that they were teaching how to draw arms and how arm muscles worked. And I just never actually studied it on my own time after that. So I would love to actually go back and draw and learn how to draw that. I'm sorry you lost your game, Harper. Why to what? The game or to arms being hard to draw? Oh yeah. Arms. Um, well, muscles in general are they're pretty complicated, because like when you flex a muscle, it actually like moves and looks a little different than when you're like at rest. And that can be like kind of hard to like wrap your head around or understand. So like I can draw muscles pretty easily at rest because I understand how they like sit on the arms like that. Um, but when it comes to them like, I don't know, flexing and doing other things, I don't actually have like the best understanding. Like if I look at a reference, I get it, but I don't inherently have that understanding that I'd like really like to have. Let's see. And Boxy, yeah, I am. Oh, you won in your game? That's nice, Harper. Okay, I actually really like how this is looking when I incorporate the orange into it. For some of these, like... Thanks, Boxy. Ooh, you're drawing the clown and Kim Dracula. That's cool. What are those characters from? Facial expressions and poses. I think those are pretty hard. The best thing you can do for either of those is just continuing to look at references when you're drawing. It'll really help you understand how the face works and how the body works too, you know? Oh, that's super cool. I'll have to look those that singer and the movie that's from up after this. Okay, I'm just gonna... Let's see. Am I sure of what? I forgot what I was just saying. Oh, you don't think the music? Well, now you've piqued my curiosity. Okay, I think we're starting to get somewhere with this drawing. I think we're wrapping up a little bit here, just in the next couple minutes. Oh, that's a horror game? I really like horror games. I've been playing a lot of Phasmophobia lately. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to shade this a little more. Oh, don't get it discouraged. You know, we all got to start somewhere. And I mean, honestly, whenever I start like drawing stuff that's difficult for me, sometimes like it doesn't come out super well. And I always just think of it this way. Like you got to get the bad drawings out of your system so you can make better ones, you know? It's how it all works. It's just part of the process and every single artist has gone through that, you know? So don't worry, you got this and the more you practice, the better you'll get. It's normal to feel discouraged too. I think every single artist on the planet, no matter how good they are, has felt discouraged at one point or another. I mean, you should have seen me on my last stream. I was trying something really new and it was not necessarily turning out the way I was hoping and I was feeling it. I was like, "Oh no." It took me a while to save the drawing, I think. Oh, that's really cool. Let's see. I'm just gonna use this warm highlight color over here. Or I keep calling it warm and cool, but this drawing is a bunch of colors that are really in between it. So I think this actually looks like a pretty cool color and tone. Who am I drawing? I'm drawing Gecko from Valorant. It's from like an FPS kind of game that I recently started playing and really enjoying. Okay. I also kind of ignored his like lips and nose at one point. So I'm just gonna finish that. He's like a really cool character. I really like him. He's kind of he's got like these really cool little like creatures that are his I don't know, side characters or who help him in like the battle or whatever. And they're like super cool. He just seems like a chill guy, and he's the character I play as when I play the game. I definitely need to put a little bit of a darker tone here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming back. Let's see. Yeah, I know his design is so cool. He's got like piercings and really cool patchwork tattoos and stuff. I don't know. I'm a big fan. Big fan of his design. He's probably my favorite design in the game. But the game in general is full of like a really, really interesting character designs. Honestly, it's like character design goals for me. Okay, I need to make his lips not so warm colored because it's starting to make him look not sponsored. It's like fun. It's fun. I really enjoy it personally. I don't know, if you like FPSs, you'll probably like it. I'm gonna bring in the eraser here a little bit and try and lighten up the lip on this side. I needed more of like a gradient tone for it. Oop, my headphones just died. Can y'all still hear me? Oh no, that's not good. Make sure to stretch. Okay, artist 223. Stretch your hands. You can even go like this. Like that. It'll help bring blood flow back into your hands. Okay. M&Ms are good. Oh, you have OCs? That's fun. I love OCs. And yeah, if you like FPSs, especially like Fortnite or whatever, you might like Valorant. Oh no. Definitely try and find an adult in your life. If you're feeling like you dislocated something, definitely find like an adult or someone nearby who can help you. I'm sorry. Stretches are always really good. And I'm glad you're feeling better now. Yeah, you definitely should draw your OCs. I'm always an advocate of drawing OCs. I usually pretty much like this is actually my first time drawing fan art in a while because usually I just draw my characters. Yes, hydrate. We love that for you, Snap. Okay. I'm looking at my drawing and I'm feeling like it's looking pretty finished here. So I might head off now, but thank you guys all for joining me. I really appreciate all the time you guys spent here. Next time I stream, since we got lots of requests for, uh, I don't know, different characters or whatnot, maybe I'll do a sketch stream where I sketch like different things people request, if that sounds fun to you all. I'm not sure if I'll be here tomorrow, but if you subscribe, then you'll probably get like and turn on notifications for when I stream. You'll get a good idea of when I'm gonna be around. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. Y'all have a great rest of your day, okay?